Adjacent cell means what? Adjacent cell means that it has a change of one variable only. So we will see this question of 4 variable K map, in which I can show that there are one available at the corner of the K map. Now I want to tell this information that when you are grouping adjacent cell, for example, this column and this column, when you group, you are able to group and drop the uncommon term, because adjacent rows or columns will have one variable change. So for example, in this second column and third column, C bar and C is changing. So we drop that. So this is what we have seen in the last class. Now I want you to make a note of your first column and last column. If you see first column, it is C bar D bar, and last column if you see, it is C D bar. So C bar D bar and this one is C D bar. So again you can see there is a one variable change. So you can fold the K map actually. You can fold the K map and you can group the first one here and last one here. So this is called as folding and grouping. Same way, if you can see in the last uh, row and the first row again. First row, what does it has? It has 0, 0. That means A bar, B bar. And what does last row has? It has A and B bar. So what is changing? Only A is changing from A bar to A. B remains same. So if I try to group something from the last row and the first row, it is also possible. And again, it is possible if I fold the K map. So that means K map is possible to fold horizontally also, vertically also. If I fold the K map horizontally, this column, this row, A bar, B bar row, and this row, that is A, B bar, comes next to each other. So this is called folding horizontally. Now if I fold vertically, your C bar, D bar and C, D bar will come adjacent to each other. So this is something which I am trying to tell you about the folding. Also, I will tell you that folding is possible in all the 4 corners. So what I am trying to tell here is, you people can see, are you able to see the screen with me on the screen? So if this is your K map, you take this as your K map, okay? All rows and all columns. So what did I tell? If you have, I will make the column and rows on it. It will be easy for you to understand. Okay. So this is your 4 rows and 4 columns of the K map. Okay. 4 rows and 4 columns of the K map. What I am telling, it is foldable. If you fold it like this, your first column and last column come adjacent to each other. Same way, if you fold your K map like this, again your first column or first row and last row come adjacent to each other, and it will help you in grouping. Okay, and one more thing, like a handkerchief, you can bring all the 4 corners of the K map together. So you can literally fold all the 4 corners of K map together, and then it will be possible to make a group in between. Okay, so all the 4 corner of the K map can come like this and make a group of 4. Okay, so this is what we will see in this example. So a very nice example is given by Ananya. So let us do it. Now what you can see here is, I will show you the grouping now. Okay, so let us see. Now your the group which is easy for you people, and you know, which we did in the last class, this group. I think all of you understand this grouping, right? And you can tell me what this group will give me. Tell me. This is one grouping, and one grouping is this. This is something which we have done in the last class. Tell me what each group will give.
Ma'am, 5, 7, 13, 15 will give BD.
5, 7, 13, 15 will give?
BD.
BD, ma'am.
BD. Okay, let me also explain. In this 4 ones, you can see row wise A is changing from 0 to 1, but B is not changing. So we get a B. Now in column wise, we can see that C is changing, C bar and C, but D is not changing. So we get a D. So this group is done. What about this column group?
C bar, D
C
bar.
complement, D complement.
Correct.
C bar, D bar.
Yesterday I had in the class that a column group means all the rows can be dropped, because 0, 0, 0, 1, 1, 1, 1, 0, all the row variable will stop, right? All the row variable can be dropped, and you are left with this C bar D bar. So this second group give me C bar D bar. So this is what we have done in the last class. Now I have to just show you the folding. Folding means, I told you, assume this as a handkerchief and all the 4 corner can be brought together. Why 4 corner can be brought together? Because all the 4 corners, if you see and observe, every adjacent 4 corner when brought together, there is only one variable change. So you can see here that this corner and this corner, what this corner depicts, it is 1,000, and what this column depicts, it is 0,000. So only one variable change is there. Same way, this to this, if you see, again there is only one variable change, that is 0, 0 remains same, only this 0, 0 and this 1, 0. So only changes C to C, C bar to C. Same way you can observe for 2 and 10, 10 and 8. All the 4, there is only one variable change. And this one variable change means you can show the grouping. So I will show this corner grouping, which is one of the very important term to be understood. So see, the grouping is shown like this. Okay, the grouping is shown like this. Now it is your task to understand what this group gives me. You have to see what is not changing across these 4s. Observe carefully and tell me.
B bar, D bar.
B bar, D bar.
B bar, D bar. Okay, let me check now. For all the 4, you told B bar. So yes, here it is B bar, here also it is B bar, here also it is B bar, here also it is B bar. So correct. B bar is same. A is changing because A is 0 here and 1 here. Now coming to C, C is also changing because C is 0 here and 1 here. But D is not changing because D is 0 here, here, here as well as here. So it is B bar, D bar. So this function reduces to C bar, D bar, B, D and B bar, D bar. Now let us see whether you have any essential prime implicant and prime implicant in this. Essential prime implicant and prime implicant in this. I had given you the definition. If you want, you people can write this definition also about EPI, that is essential prime implicant. So EPI is a prime implicant in which one or more min term or max terms are unique. That is, it contains at least one min term or max term which is not contained in any other group. So you have to observe it carefully. In K-map, at least you can do that. Out of these 4 ones, Or you can just see your term wise. Out this C bar D bar is this. This C bar D bar is containing this one and this one, that is 4 and 12, which is not taken care by any other group, right? So C bar D bar is having overlap for 0 and 8, but C bar D bar does not have overlap for 4 and 12. 4 and 12 terms are being taken care only by C bar D bar. So that makes it as EPI, that is essential prime implicant. Coming to BD. BD, if you see, all the 4 ones which is taken care by BD is being taken care by BD only. And these ones are not covered by any. So this also becomes essential prime implicant. Coming to B bar D bar. In B bar D bar, there are 2 terms which have been taken care by some other term, that is C bar D bar. But still, B bar D bar has this 2 and 10, which is taken care by only B bar D bar, which is covered only by B bar D bar. So this also becomes EPI. So in this example, we have 3 EPIs and 0 PIs. Okay. Now, if I want to just give you an example of PI, and if one of you would have liked to do this, how I can generate a PI here? All the ones are covered. I don't need any extra grouping now. But still, if somebody do this grouping, it is not visible. Okay, let me use another color. If I use this grouping, if I start doing this grouping, whatever it gives me is not essential, because two of the terms are taken care by one group and another 2 are taken care by another group. So this will give rise to any EPI only, PI only. So this is the meaning of PI, which is not essential. It is only a prime implicant, but it is not essential. Rest, these three are your essential prime implicant, and this, whatever it gives rise to, will become a prime implicant. So quickly, can you tell me what it gives rise to? It gives rise to B and
BC
C bar, right? B and C
B
bar.
and C bar.
If I bring B, C bar here, then that becomes a prime implicant. Okay, that becomes a prime implicant. So this is, all of you understood this example? I hope all of you understood. Ananya, is it clear to you now?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now you people should also understand that if I make a group like this, I'm simply showing you what all other types of grouping possible. Okay. Just because I have given you example of folding, I will show you other type of folding. Other type of folding possible is something like this. Here, here. This folding is also possible, where it will group these 2 and these 2, this 4 group. Okay. This folding is possible, and something like this is also possible. This will give me a group of 8. This will give me a group of 8, and this folding is also possible. Corner folding you have already seen. I am showing you the horizontal folding as well as vertical folding. Okay, so such foldings are also possible. Is this clear? These foldings. Okay, now next I have to tell you about the don't care term. Don't care term. So we will do one problem of don't care term. Okay, so take one example. All of you copy this question. The question says, it is a min-term question again, and 0, 1, 4, 5, 11 and 15. These are min-terms. It will be added with a don't care term. Okay, it is written like this, D, don't care term. And I am saying that don't care term, I have 9 and 13. Okay, so now all of you should make a K-map the way I made in the previous question. Okay, so you make a K-map like this. Of course, now it is WXYZ. Okay, make a K-map. Wherever minterms are there, there you have to write a 1. And wherever minterms are not there, there you have to write a X. X like, for example, 9 and 13 is, so 13 comes here, right? So this is a X. Same way, 9 also is a X. So 9 comes here. Okay, like this. So make a K-map, write minterms and write don't care, and then try to group. Try to group and tell me the answer. All of you do it quickly. Whenever don't care comes into picture, don't care which we can use it either as 0 or as 1. As I told in you in the last class, if you have as big a group as possible, it is good for you. It is more optimized for you. So if these don't care help you to form a big group, you should make it as 1. And if it does not help you for making a big group, then you should make it as 0. Okay, so this is how you are supposed to use don't care for your benefit. Okay, have you started making the K-map? Tell me the answer. By the time you tell me the answer, I will take your attendance. If you have any doubt, you please ask. Okay, so 9 and 13 are don't care. Then 0, 1, 4, 5, then 11 and 15. Okay, so what do you like? Do you like to make this don't care as 1? Yes, tell me. Do you want to make or not? This one group, are you able to see?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Ma'am, W bar Y bar plus Y bar Z plus WZ.
So you have got 3 terms.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. What is this 0, 1, 4, 5 giving?
W bar, Y bar.
Okay. So 0, 1, 4, 5 is giving me W bar, Y bar. Okay. And this don't care, you want to make it as 1 or not?
Ma'am,
Yes,
1.
ma'am.
If you make a 1, are you getting this group?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
What is this group?
W, Y.
W, Y.
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 Okay.
WY.
Somebody was telling me third group also.
Ma'am, we can
Only three
also
groups.
do 1, 5, 7, ma'am.
As much as I can see that this G is giving me W bar, Y bar and WY.
Ma'am,
You can mute if there is a disturbance in your background.
Mom, it should be WZ.
Yes, ma'am, it's WZ.
Not WZ, ma'am.
Not WY. And W bar Y bar plus WZ.
WZ.
W bar Y bar plus WZ.
This is WZ, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so this WZ is a both are essential prime implicant, and these both have taken care of all the given ones. It has covered all the ones. So my essential prime implicant is over. Still, if somebody wants to make an extra group like this, then that group, that is Y bar Z, this becomes a prime implicant. Is this clear? All of you have followed this question? Any doubt in this question?
Ma'am, so while answering questions, do we have to mention the essential prime implicants and the prime implicants both?
Yes, generally in the questions they ask about mention which one is prime implicant and which one is essential prime implicant. It's an important part. You should know and you should mention also.
Okay.
Okay. They generally question comes like consider the following switching equation, find PI and EPI. So question comes like that. Okay. Okay, now I have to go into the next form, that is product of sum. Okay, product of sum. Quickly we have to complete this part because all the logic is same. All of you write the topic name as product of sum. I will do one canonical product of sum, and then we will do one K map for this notation. Okay, so both are important to understand, otherwise you will miss it. Okay, so now I will take one example in which I will ask you to convert into a standard POS or canonical POS. So write down the question, right? Convert the following into canonical POS form. Convert the following into canonical POS form. Copy this question. Convert the following equation to canonical POS form. And the question is, note down this question. Okay. So how you will go about this question? See, you know that you need to work in the product of sum form. So when you get a question like this, you should not jump into opening the bracket. If you open the bracket in such case, what will happen? It will bring it into the form of SOP, sum of product. Presently, it is there in the form of product of sum. It is there in the form of product of sum. If you open the bracket, which we are used to, because in our normal mathematics that happens, people will jump into opening the bracket and then they get into trouble. Okay. Now, as the variable says that it is 3 variable equation, we need to see that each term has all the 3 variable. Okay. So let us start one by one. In this A bar, I don't have B as well as C. So one by one I have to start. So I will take this A bar, and what I will do, I will OR it with B dot B bar. Now you have to see, did I do any change? Did I do any change? B dot B bar is what? B dot B bar is a 0, right? And a 0 ORed with any variable is that variable only. So when I'm ORing it with B bar, I am not changing anything, right? So this is the method for converting to POS. Now B plus C is there already. What should be ORed with it now?
A bar.
A dot A bar. And as I told you already, whenever you open the brackets or open any distributive law expression, you should always keep it in order. Means A is MSB here, A should always be left. C is LSB here, and C should always be right. Now, let us apply distributive law here. So, I had shown you in last class also how distributive law is applied. A bar will get odd with B, and then A bar will get odd with B bar. So, what it becomes? It becomes A bar plus B and A bar plus B bar. Understood? So, this is how A bar is distributed among B and B bar using distributive law, which is distributing on this OR. It is distributing on this OR. Now coming on to the next part. So this is your next term. I'm just separating it out so that you don't get confused. Now what will happen? The distributive law will be applied for this A and A bar. So what will happen? This A will get distributed to rest of the term, and after that this A bar will be distributed to rest of the terms. Are you able to understand what I am saying? A and A bar is getting distributed to rest of the term. This is called as distributive law with respect to OR function. Generally you have done distributive law with respect to AND function. So see here, if you would have opened the bracket, you would have done the distributive law with respect to this AND. Okay, now let us do, and I am first distributing A. So I get A plus B plus C, bracket close, and another one is here, this dot is coming here. So this dot is coming here. So this dot is coming here. Okay, and now A bar will get distributed to this B plus C. So it will become A bar plus B plus C. I hope you are copying along with me, right? Okay, so now what happens? This third term and fourth term is complete. It is in its product of some canonical form. Now these two terms are still not complete. So now my job is to complete these two terms. So how do we do? We add C dot C bar here, and for this is for this, and for this what do you get? It is A bar plus B bar plus C dot C bar. So this is for my second term, and this one is copied as it is, that is A plus B plus C and A bar plus B plus C. Okay. Now I think you can open this bracket on your own also. So let us do it quickly. What you will get? A bar plus B plus C, then A bar plus B plus C bar, right? Next, this is for first bracket. You are getting two terms from one bracket. Now this one, A bar plus B bar plus C, and then A bar plus B bar plus C bar, right? And last is simply copied. This is simply copied, and it is A plus B plus C and A bar plus B plus C. Is there anything common?
A bar B plus
A bar B bar plus C. I mean A bar plus B plus C.
Okay, so there is one term common, right? There is one term common, that is this term is common with this, right? This and this are common. Any other term are common?
No, ma'am.
Okay, now you have to write it in a max term form now. You have to write it in a max term form. And the max term form is like function is equal to pi and capital M. This is max term form. Now you have to remember in POS form it is all opposite. So if A bar is written, A bar is before in SOP form A bar used to be 0, right? But here A bar is 1. It is just opposite. Then B and C 0, 0. Here also bar is a 1 and without bar is a 0. Then again bar is a 1, without bar is a 0, bar is a 1, and without bar it is a 0. So what this makes? 100 is a 4, 101 is a 5, this is a 6, this is a 7, and this is a 0. So what do you get here? You get here as 0, 4, 5, 6, 7. Did you understand this? This is a converting POS into standard POS or canonical POS. Is this clear? If you have any doubt, please let me know. Next, we will do one K-map on max term. Okay. And then I will give you today's question. Okay. And now for the question bank, you people can use the first two questions completely for your practice. Right? If you have any doubt in this question, you let me know. Otherwise, I will go on to the next question of canonical, K-map for max term. Okay. Okay, so no doubt, so I can go on for the next question. Okay, now let us take the next question as using K-map. Okay, using K-map. So write down, solve the following expression using max term K-map or product of sum K-map. Okay, so write down the question, and question is, I am giving you a don't care also. Okay, I am giving you a don't care also because now you know what is a don't care. Okay, so don't care is 2 and 15. Okay, note down this question fast. Now there is a change in making a K-map also. Okay, you should know the change in making the K-map. You have to observe very carefully what all are the change. You have A, B, C, D. Before you were writing like this, but now you have to write it like A plus B and C plus D. Okay, and why you used to write AB? Because it used to be A dot B, but now it is no more dot, it is a plus now, because it is a product of some form now. Okay, so you have to write like that. Now when I write here, it will be written as, what do you write here? You write here a 0 0, right? And how 0 0 will be depicted by C and D? 0 means no bar and 0 means no bar, and you are supposed to write a plus in between, C plus D. Same way 0 1 1 1 1 0, but what it will be written? It will be written as C plus D bar, C bar plus D bar. All of you copy this K-map, and it will be C bar plus D. Okay, now on the left hand side again it is a 0 0 0 1 1 1 1 0. Now how the change will look like? It will be a plus B here, no bar anymore, and a plus sign should be shown. This is A plus B bar, this is A plus B both bar, and this is A bar plus B, right? I have made a K-map for max terms. Okay, this is called max term, capital M and a pi. It is called as a max term. Now Wherever these variables are available, you are supposed to write a 0 now. Before you were writing a 1, right? Now you have to write a 0. So what all you have? You have, okay, let me first label it also. Let me first label it. Labeling says it is a 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This part remains same. Okay. Only the notation changes. 12, 13, 14, 15. Okay. Now we have to start writing the max terms. So what all I have? I have a 0, I have a 1, I have a 4, I have a 5, I have a 9, 11, 13. Done? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 7 terms are there and I have written all the 7 terms. Always count like this to avoid any mistake. What are all the don't care? Don't care is a 15 and don't care is a 2. Okay. Now which don't care you would like to make a 0?
15.
So you 15, right? Only one. So this 15 I will be using, and this 2 is of any use? It is not of any use actually.
No.
So now we have to do the grouping. Okay. Now let us do the grouping. How many groups you will get?
2 groups.
2 groups. So I
Two
am making
groups.
a group. It is same as our previous question, right? But you will see the change because of the notation only. So this is my 2 groups, right? So now what this group will be called as? What all is not changing? A is not changing.
A and C.
A and C.
A
right?
and C.
So this group will be called as A plus C. A plus C. And what this group will be called as?
A bar plus D bar.
A bar plus D bar.
A bar plus D bar. This is your other group. So these are our essential prime implicant. F equal to A plus C and A bar plus D bar. Is it any possibility for PI only? There are possibility. You can take,
C plus D bar.
yes, you can use your C plus D bar. So this is my prime implicant, and this prime implicant is C plus D bar. If you people want, you can make any other prime implicant also, because there is no limitations on prime implicant. You can have as many. Okay, but simply don't waste time. Okay, so this becomes your, this is your PI and these two are your EPI. Is this clear? Is this clear? So what all we did today? We saw the usage of don't care terms. We also saw the POS form of the max term, canonical POS, and also the K-map for this. So the changes you have to observe carefully. You have to observe these changes carefully and practice accordingly. Okay.